Page 106. Question 53. When does Macbeth say, "Come fate into the list"? Is the mood revealed here constant in him? Answer. Macbeth says this when he thinks that his kingship will pass on to the posterity of Banquo. Here his mood is desperate and aggressive, but this mood is followed by the mood of despondency. As a matter of fact, Macbeth is tormented by the tortures of conscience. Question 54. And makes our faces vizards to our hearts. Who says this, and to whom is it addressed? Does it echo the words uttered in different context? Answer. Macbeth says this to Lady Macbeth. He asks his wife to apply her attention to Banquo in the royal banquet. They would make their faces masks for concealing their feelings of the heart. The line is an echo of an earlier remark, quote, "False face must hide our false heart," unquote, uttered by Lady Macbeth. Question 55. But in them nature's copies not eterne, E-T-E-R-N-E. Who says this, and in what context? What is the image suggested here? Answer. Lady Macbeth says this in reply to Macbeth's remark indicating his fear that Banquo and Fleance live and kingship will pass on to them. Lady Macbeth says that the lease of life granted to them is not eternal. She uses a legal term. Copy on copyhold is the tenure of lands. Their life can be cut short just as lease of land can be cancelled. Question 56. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. Who says this, and on what occasion? Who says this, and on what occasion? What does the speaker mean? Answer. Macbeth says this to Lady Macbeth when he plans to get Banquo and Fleance murdered. He justifies his action to himself. A thing that has been badly begun can only be confirmed and kept safe by continuing the course of evil. Macbeth has committed a crime, and he must go on committing crimes for his own safety. Question 57. Quote, "'Tis better thee without thou be within," unquote. Who says this, and to whom? What does the speaker mean? Answer. This is said to the first murderer who comes to inform Macbeth of the murder of Banquo. He finds blood on the face of the murderer. The latter says that the blood is that of Banquo. Macbeth means that blood is better on your face than in the body of Banquo. It may also mean that it is better that the murderer is outside the room than Banquo is within the room. Thus, he is pleased to know that Banquo is killed. Question 58. Quote, "We are yet but young indeed," unquote. Who says this, and what is the occasion? What does the speaker make this estimate? Why does the speaker make this estimate of himself? Answer. Macbeth says this at the end of the banquet scene, bracket, Act 3, Scene 4, bracket closed. He has seen the ghost of Banquo, whom he has killed. He is so frightened at the sight that he has made compromising disclosures. Page 107. The lords have come to suspect his guilt in the murder of Duncan and Banquo. He comes to realize that the ghost is the projection of his heated brain and fevered mind. He has raved and spoken out what he should not have said. He realizes that murderers will be out. Immediately, he makes up his mind to visit the weird sisters and know the worst by the worst means. He knows that what he has done under fear is the beginning of his end. But still, he must carry on his criminal career. He cannot retrace his steps. He must now act as soon as he plans. His fear is the fear felt by a novice in crime. They have not yet hardened because they are unused to the crime. Question 59. The sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it. In what context is this said? To whom is it addressed, and what does the speaker mean? Answer. This is said by Lady Macbeth to Macbeth at the royal banquet. Macbeth speaks to the murderers of Banquo and is indifferent to the guests who have assembled at the feast. Lady Macbeth says that courtesy and welcome from the host add relish to eating. Meeting or feast together is meaningless without courtesy. Meat here means food. Question 60. This is a very painting of your fear. Who says this, and on what occasion? What does the speaker try to do? Answer. This is said by Lady Macbeth to Macbeth when Macbeth is unnerved by the sight of the ghost of Banquo at the royal banquet. Lady Macbeth understands what has happened to Macbeth and says that the ghost is the hallucination coming from the fear of Macbeth. Formerly, the air-drawn dagger was the projection of his heat-oppressed brain. The ghost is subjective. Question 61. I pray you, speak out. He grows worse and worse. Who says this, and about whom? To whom is it addressed? Why does the speaker say so? Answer. This is said by Lady Macbeth to the guests assembled at the banquet. Macbeth is unnerved by the sight of the ghost. Lady Macbeth explains to the lords that Macbeth is often attacked with such fits of passion. They should not watch and speak to him. That will enrage him. She asks the lords to depart in silence. Thus, she saves the situation. Question 62. Quote, how did it grieve Macbeth? Did he not in pious rage the two delinquents' tears? Unquote. Who says this? What does the speaker mean? What is the tone of the speaker? Answer. Lennox says this to another lord. He speaks how Duncan was killed. It grieved Macbeth so much that he killed the chamberlains who were supposed to be the murderers. They were heavily drunk and were sleeping heavily. The tone is here ironical. The lords are not convinced that Macbeth murdered Duncan in his castle in order to gain the throne. Lennox uses verbal irony. He says that Malcolm and Donalbain fled, and so the guilt of the murder fell on them, and chamberlains were delinquents because they were suborned by the two sons of Duncan to do the murder. Macbeth has managed the whole affair very cleverly. Question 63. Quote, double, double, toil and trouble. Who utters these words? In what connection are these words uttered? What do the words mean? Answer. The witches utter these words as a part of their incantation for preparing their charm by which they intend to seduce Macbeth further. Page 108. They throw into the cauldron poisoned entrails, toad who has oozed out venom for 31 days and nights under cold stone, and other vulgar poisonous materials for concocting the spell. They will accumulate trouble and toil for Macbeth. Double double, in quotes, suggests that that the broth will boil and burn doubly, so that the troubles of Macbeth are doubled. The repetition suggests the intensification of trouble. Question 64. What do the three apparitions conjured up by the witches indicate? Answer. The first apparition is that of an armed head. It is Macbeth's own head cut off by Macduff. The second apparition is that of a bloody child, indicating Macduff as he was born. The third apparition is that of a child crowned with a tree in his hand. These apparitions are warnings to Macbeth. Question 65. Quote, Some I see that two-fold balls and treble sceptres carry. Unquote. Who does see? What does the sight symbolize? Answer. Macbeth now sees a mirror reflecting 8 kings, Stuart kings of Scotland, Robert II and III, and the 6 Jameses. Two-fold balls and treble sceptres are used as a complement to James I. His 2 coronations, first as King of Scotland and then at Westminster, are suggested. Treble sceptres suggest the 3 kingdoms over which James I ruled: Scotland, England, and Ireland. Chambers thinks, quote, the treble sceptres are the 2 used for investment in the English coronation and the one used in the Scottish coronation. Balls within quotes means the orbs, ORBS, carried in the left hand during coronation. Question 66. Quote, His flight was madness, unquote. Whose flight is referred to? Does the speaker say that the flight was madness? Was it really madness? Answer. Lady Macduff attributes Macduff's flight to England to madness. According to her, Macduff has fled out of fear. He has done no treacherous work to Macbeth, and so he should not have fled. His flight is an evidence of treason. Moreover, he lacks love. He should not have left the family in the lurch. His fear has dominated over his love. So, the flight runs against reason. Macduff has fled to England to seek the assistance of the English king for leading an opposition to Macbeth and to rid Scotland of the tyranny. His patriotism has dominated over his family affection. Lady Macduff's complaint is genuine. She and her children are left alone at the mercy of the tyrant. A little later it will be seen that the Macduff family is slaughtered. Macduff has done it to show his wrath against Macduff, who has fled England to mobilize forces against him. Lady Macduff cannot think beyond her home. She cannot understand Macduff's patriotism. Question 67. From this moment the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. Who says this, and in what context? What does the speaker mean here? Answer. Macduff says this when he is informed that Macduff has fled to England. He resolves to carry out his purpose swiftly. What is planned must be done quickly. The firstlings of heart mean the first conceptions, and firstlings of hand mean first executions. Conceptions must be followed immediate executions. Conceptions must be followed by immediate executions. This is an instance of Shakespeare's bold use of words. Question 68. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense? Who says this, and on what occasion? What is the womanly defense? What womanly defense does the speaker put up? Answer. Lady Macbeth says this when a messenger comes and warns her against an imminent danger. She says that she has done no harm, so why should she fly in fear? But she understands that in this world to do good is sometimes dangerous and to do harm is praiseworthy. So she has put up a womanly defense by saying that she has done no harm. Page 109. Question 69. Thou liest, thou slag-haired villain. Who says this and to whom? What is the lie? What aspect of the character of the speaker is revealed? Answer. Lady Macduff's little son says this to the murderers who come to murder Macduff. One murderer calls Macduff a traitor. The son immediately protests that he lies. His father is no traitor. Shag-haired villain means a villain having shaggy hair. The little son is heroic, courageous and fearless. Question 70. Bleed, bleed, poor country. Who says this and when? What does the speaker mean? Answer. Macduff says this when Malcolm suspects his honesty. His suspicion is due to his anxiety for his safety. Then Macduff says this in despair. He does not find any hope of his country's freedom from tyranny. Question 71. What vices does Malcolm attribute to himself in order to test the honesty of Macduff? Answer. Malcolm says to Macduff that he has more vices than Macbeth has. Macbeth is tyrannical, but he is avaricious, licentious, voluptuous. The wealth of the lords and the chastity of women will be in danger if he becomes the King of Scotland. Question 71. What are the king becoming graces according to Malcolm? Answer. The king becoming graces are justice, truthfulness, temperance, stability, generosity, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion. The king becoming graces are justice, truthfulness, temperance, stability, generosity, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude, etc. Question 73. Quote, he has no children. Unquote. Who says this? What makes the speaker say this? Whose children are meant here? Answer. Macduff says this when he is told of the slaughter of his wife and children. He is profoundly shocked and grieved, but he gives expression to his grief in simple, controlled language. Macduff says this when Malcolm asks him not to give way to grief, but to make medicines out of revenge. Macduff says that Malcolm can say this because he has no children. He does not understand the feelings of a father. He has to grieve for the loss of children, and then he can think of taking revenge. Some editors hold that here Macduff refers to Macbeth, who has no children. Macbeth can kill his pretty ones because he has no children. But the text of the play offers evidence that Macbeth has children. Lady Macbeth has said that she knows how tender is to love the babe. Macbeth kills Banquo because he does not want the kingship to pass on to the unlineal hand, unlineal within quotes. Question 74. Why does Lady Macbeth walk in sleep with a taper in hand? Answer. Lady Macbeth walks in sleep with a taper in hand because darkness frightens her. This is shot with irony. Lady Macbeth once invoked darkness of night and of hell to cover the earth so that she can do the dark deed in darkness. Question 75. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten the little hand. Who says this? Who says this? What irony is implicit in the line? Answer. In the sleepwalking scene, Lady Macbeth smells the blood in her hand. She now realizes the smell cannot be wiped out and her hand cannot be sweetened. Page 110. Once she said, quote, within brackets, on the fateful night of murder, bracket closed, a little water will wash the hand clean. Now she is haunted by the sense of guilt. Question 76. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief? About whom is this said? What does the speaker mean? What image is suggested here? Answer. This is said about Macbeth. Menteith, Menteith, says this to suggest the diminishing power of Macbeth as a king. Every minute he feels his treachery because his own men are revolting against him. Those still support him offer lip service. They do not serve him in love. Thus he feels ill at ease with his kingship. The imagery is taken from dress. His robe of kingship hangs loose upon him, just as a giant's robe sits loose upon a dwarf. The clothes image is brilliantly distorted. Macbeth aspired to be giant, that is king, but only succeeded in being a dwarfish thief, in brackets, by stealing the kingdom from Malcolm, bracket closed. Question 77. Who was the English king referred to here? What was his special power? Does it have any relevance to the play? Answer. The English king referred to was Edward the Confessor. He was a pious man. He was a pious king. He had the special power of curing the people of a strange disease called scrofula, Scrofula, that is, king's evil. People become swollen and full of ulcers. Even the surgeons despair of curing this disease, but the solicits heaven hangs a golden stamp around the necks of the patients and cures them. This blessed gift of leading is passed on to his posterity. The English king was possessed of many graces. This praise is meant for James I, at whose court this play was acted. It has dramatic relevance in so far as it suggests a contrast with the Scottish king, brackets, Macbeth, who is a tyrant causing disease and discomforts to his subjects. Question 78. This push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. Disseat. What is the mood of the speaker indicated here? Say what follows this remark. Answer. Macbeth is impatient and irritated to hear his own men flying. He then hears that 10,000 English soldiers are advancing towards him. Although he pins his faith on the prophecy of the witches that none of woman born can touch him, he feels extremely uneasy and restless. He has an instinctive sense that crisis has come to his life. This push, within quotes, means the crisis of the enemy's drive to oust him. This crisis will either cheer him or drive him out of the chair, brackets, seat. This mood of impatience and desperation is followed by a mood of despair. He compares his life to autumnal season. His leaves are dry and yellow. He laments the loss of love, friendship and honor, which old age longs for. He now gets lip service and insincere homage. This longing for love and honor in his misery rouses a compassion for the man who is an irredeemable irredeemable sinner. Irredeemable. Irredeemable sinner. Sinner. Question 79. Then fly false thanes and mingle with English epicures. Who says this and on what occasion? What does the speaker mean by English epicures? Answer. Macbeth says this when he is informed that many lords have joined the English army to attack Macbeth. False thanes means faithless lords. Epicures means pleasure-loving men. Epicures are fond of good food and drink. Epicurean philosophy is Greek philosophy of enjoyment of worldly things. Page 111. Question 80. Throw physic to the dogs within quotes. Who says this and to whom? What does the speaker resolve on? Answer. Macbeth says this to the doctor when the latter says that a mental patient can heal himself. Macbeth is now seized by bellicosity. Bellicosity. He oscillates between moods of despair and of desperation. He would put an armor on and go out to repulse the attack, though he knows he is fighting a losing battle. Question 81, quote, I have almost forgot the taste of fears, unquote. What light does it throw on the mind of the speaker? Answer. Macbeth says this when a cry of woman is heard. Macbeth has lost his sense of fear. In his early days, a nice shriek would have cooled his senses. A tale of suffering would have sent a cool shudder running down his spine. But now fears do not stir him. He has had too much of horrors, so horrors do not affect him. Here Macbeth deplores his mental apathy. Apathy. This feeling that he cannot feel makes us feel for him. We have compassion for this unfortunate villain. Question 82. Blow wind, come rack, at least I'll die with harness on my back. Who says this? What light does it throw on the speaker? Answer. Macbeth says this when he hears from a messenger that he has seen Birnam Wood move. Macbeth now prepares to put on armor and meet the enemies in the battlefield. Now his optimism is shaken. He knows the equivocation of the juggling fiends, Fiends. He now checks confidence in the witches and calls for the arm. Sense of weariness is followed by the mood of desperation. He says that he is wearied of this life, and then he is lashed into fury to challenge fate and unsettle the settled order of things. He calls upon nature to bring destruction. He will die with armor on his back. He will die bravely. Thus his heroic spirit is maintained till the last. Question 83. They have tied me to a stake. Who says this? What does the speaker mean? What is the image used here? Answer. Macbeth says this. Macbeth finds that he cannot fly. He compares himself to a bear who is tied to the stake, and dogs are relayed for attacking the bear. The bear wants to fight the round in which dogs attack the bear, but as it is tied, it cannot. The dogs run after it and bait it, B-A-I-T. Bear baiting was a favorite Elizabethan game. Question 84. Quote, why should I play the Roman fool? Unquote. Who says this? Who are the Roman fools? What does the speaker want to do? Answer. Macbeth says this when he has come to the battlefield to meet the enemies. He will fight the enemies although he knows his cause is lost. Brutus, Cato, Antony, the Roman heroes committed suicide when they found that their defeat was inevitable. It was considered honorable by the Romans to commit suicide, but Macbeth intends to die fighting bravely in the battlefield. Question 85. Quote, "The time is free." Unquote. Who says this and on what occasion? What does he mean? Answer. Macduff says this when he brings Macbeth's head and offers it to Malcolm. He has succeeded in killing the tyrant. He hails Malcolm as the King of Scotland. He says the time is now free from tyranny. Men are now free, they will pay homage where it is due and eat and drink with easy minds. It recalls the hope of the Lord, quote, "Free from our feasts and banquets, bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honours," unquote. Page 112. Question 86. Give some examples of Shakespeare's bold use of words and expressions. Answer. Shakespeare uses the word assassination, surcease, surcease, and such compound words as here approach, here remain, faith bridge, more having, all with hyphens, etc. Question 87. What are the characteristics of the style and meter found in Macbeth? Answer. Macbeth is a later play of Shakespeare. Rhyme occurs only with a purpose. The witches speak in trochaic rhyme. The play has a high proportion of run-on lines, in brackets enjambment, enjambment. Blank verse is very flexible and there is quick transition from blank verse to prose. Images have variety and expressions are simple and suggestive. Quote, "Knots had all spent," unquote.